Me? To do that? To paint this whole town back to life.
For my number 5, it was a toss-up between Remedy's Control and Concrete Genie, but I just had to go with Concrete Genie. Both games are creative, but this is so much more colourful and charming. It's a simple story about a boy that loves art, and his little town has started to go downhill because of pollution in not just the town, but the people in it. And it's not long before you and your adorable genie friend Luna start to paint some life back into the world. It's short enough to smash out on a rainy day, and cheap enough that you won't break your wallet. And if you have PlayStation VR, it's even better. It's the only game I got a platinum trophy in this year, and if you get a chance to play it or want something for the kids, I would highly recommend it. It's just a lovely little gem that doesn't come around that often. This game really needs no explanation. It's Pokemon. I think what makes Sword and Shield so good is just how streamlined your whole adventure is. It's your typical Pokemon story, and it only took me about 30 hours to beat because it just cuts out so much of the padding from the other games. The open world aspect really adds a whole new level of wonder and exploration not seen in the other games, and it was always great to see Pokemon wandering around in their natural habitats. The online content isn't exactly the Pokemon MMO we've always wanted, but I still enjoyed seeing other trainers just wandering around. On top of that, the maxed raid battles add a fun new element, and the gym battles felt like a really special event in those giant arenas. Now I just need to wait and see if my training pays off when I finally battle Jeff.
Trust only in the Force.
Jedi Fallen Order is my favourite Star Wars game to date. It blends so many great elements from other AAA games like Uncharted, Tomb Raider and the Souls games, but with its own Star Wars skin. It was a story that I personally really enjoyed, with combat that I found incredibly addicting. If I had a favourite genre of game, this is it. Third-person action-adventure. The level up system is great, and combat gets more and more complicated and fun as you go along. The fact that it's all Star Wars themed as well is the cherry on top. And if they make a sequel to fix the small issues that I talk about in my review, it could easily be a 10 out of 10 game of the year from me. I've only watched the anime, played Devil May Cry 4 and DMC, but I love the universe, and Devil May Cry 5 is my favourite piece of demon carving content. The story isn't as complicated as other games in the series, so I think it makes it much more accessible to new players. Combat is deep and more fun than ever, and not to mention the fact that throughout the whole game you switch between the 3 different characters, Nero, Dante and V. They're all so wildly different and fun that I couldn't even pick a favourite. This game is just action-packed, badass fun, and an absolute joy to play. The skill system kept combat interesting, the enemies are grotesque and well-designed, and the bosses are just epic. It all wraps up into a nice little package with a badass theme song that has become a great workout song for me all year. It's just awesome.
It's coming back!
That's right, Resident Evil 2 is my game of the year. It's been a long time since I've finished a game and played it again, and then played it 2 more times. But this one has earned it. Yes, it's a remake with some corny lines, but this is how you remake a 90s classic. It perfectly blends and walks the line of horror and action. I've always enjoyed the puzzle box map that the series is known for, and this game is no exception. I got better and better with each run, yet ammo always needed to be rationed, and I found I didn't always have the resources to be able to kill everything I came across. Sometimes I just had to run. Of course, this game would not be number 1 without Mr. X. On my first playthrough, that hulking menace always managed to get my heart racing while I attempted to solve puzzles and run all over that police station. If you like horror games, I would easily put this up there with the best of them, and enough time has passed now that you could easily pick it up nice and cheap.
After you.
Gee, thanks.
And that's it. 2019 is done. Do you have a favorite game you've played this year? Do you agree with my opinion for number 1? Honestly, any of the top 3 could have taken the top spot, but I loved Resident Evil enough to play it 4 times, so that's what ultimately pushed me over the edge. Sekiro didn't make the list because as good as it was, it made me want to commit mass genocide on the people that made it. And Death Stranding just isn't my thing. But definitely let me know your favorite game from this year in the comments below. Until then, we'll see you in 2020 on Nick vs. Jeff.